Whoa, it's a jungle out here in the backyard, here in WB Workouts Garden in Chicago, and it is really hot and humid. And I'm just about to water, but the sky is overcast, so I am going to do a video before I water. These are the amaryllis that were blooming in the spring. I keep them outside during the summer and fertilize them so they get lots of energy toward their bulbs. Then they'll die back in around October, and I'll put them underneath a shelf or somewhere in the basement where it's cool so they can be dormant. They're really beautiful plants. And you can see along the fence there are morning glories growing on the privacy screen, and I've got all these fantastic big large plants. Now some of these I'm going to have to find a home for later on in the summer or early fall, because I just don't think I can take all these plants with me to our new place, which we don't even know where it is yet. Take a look at this Norfolk pine. We have had it for years. In fact, it was only about 10 inches tall when I bought it, and it had little angels on it. It was a Christmas tree. And most people throw them away at the end of the season, but I kept it, and look at it, it's growing great. I cut it back by about 1.5 feet last year, and it's still growing. This is pineapple sage. I cut it back the other day, and I'm drying out leaves for next winter's teas. In the summer, of course, I use them fresh. I love the fruity tropical smell of the leaves. My Euphorbia truncaria, I cut it back by 2/3, and look at it. It's no worse for the wear, and it's looking great. Of course, there's lovely mint growing along the fence. I just love mint tea. I'm already harvesting it and drying it. Here's some feverfew. I'm going to harvest some feverfew soon, and some sage, basil, anise hyssop. All these herbs grow in my yard. Really great. Here's some wonderful sage, which I will cut back. Now take a look at this. Isn't this as pretty as it could be? Looks like a meadow. This is yarrow, and believe it or not, that is not a Queen Anne's lace. It's a carrot. It's a carrot that's like 3 years old that was in the garden. This is what carrots do when they go to seed. Really beautiful. I can't even imagine how big the carrot is at the bottom. And take a look at the tomatoes. Oh, they're so big. I'm going to have to get a stake and sort of support them a little. They're just so much bigger than I thought they would get. Got some catnip in here. I'm going to harvest that soon and try to get some seeds to take with me. Of course, it grows wild all over Michigan. This is my hops vine that was literally, cut back to the ground. And this is just one season's growth. I'm waiting for those big, luscious hops flowers that I could harvest for tea to have in the winter. I'll take you back here, but it is so over. Look at the size of the tomatoes and my corn. Holy cow. It's amazing. I know, it's like, look at this. We're in the jungle here. We're in the jungle. I got little tomatoes over here. Isn't that great? Wow. And you can see the corn, and everything is growing really, really, really big. It's a jungle out here. If I had more space, it'd be a little less a jungle, but I'm hoping that in my next incarnation of my garden in Michigan, or wherever we move, that I have more space to garden. I'd love to grow peppers and squash and all kinds of corn, beans, tomatoes, peppers. Boy, the Black Eyed Susans, they are early, but they look fantastic. Beautiful plants, beautiful plants. God, they're so cheerful. And look at these tiger lilies. They're practically a weed because they spread like crazy, but they are just so beautiful, and you can depend on them. The garden is looking really good. Take a look down here. Here's a latecomer calla. All the other callas had bloomed, but there's this lovely little pink one. I'm going to have to take all the bulbs out of this later in the season when everything goes dormant, because it's just too crowded. In 2 years, it just got crowded. I was able to take my cactuses and repot the big, gigantic cactus that was just so heavy. Now I've just got the main mother, and a lot of the little ones I put in pots. So I'm going to be giving some of those away. You can see how they are here. They do bloom. I got one over here that's got longer spines, but it's going to bloom soon. So look at these, these giant towering trumpet lilies are still blooming. They won't last too much longer, but they're huge. Take a look at that elephant ear plant. Wow, it's 2 years old. It was huge last year. It'll probably be huge this year, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to take it with me and put it in a big pot, and maybe I'll just buy a new bulb. God, they're big and beautiful. I love the calendulas. They're so cheerful. There's a pineapple that I grew from the top of a pineapple. More trumpet lilies. It's getting a little bright out here. The old-fashioned garden phlox. God, it's so dependable, and it's such a beautiful, beautiful violet color. Look at them. They're beautiful. Again, these spread like crazy. They're practically a wildflower, but boy, they're beauties. The flower box is looking really cute. Cute and handsome, with all the little babies growing along the edge where the wind carried some seeds. I just like the way it looks. I gotta keep it watered though. Mercy. Gotta keep these babies watered, especially in this heat. We're gonna have heat indexes above 100. Holy cow. And here's some sunflowers. These are volunteers from the bird feeder. I just love to have them around. Next year I hope to plant a whole bunch of sunflowers. There's some basil. I made great pesto the other day. Here's a beautiful, almost lemon chiffon chartreuse daylily. I just love it. It's a beauty. Here's some white sage that I'm nurturing along. I hope I'm going to take this with me and plant it in my new location. It is hardy, so it'll be all right outside. Well, thank you for stopping in my garden. I hope you have a wonderful day. And please, if you're out in, well, most of the country is going to be in this horrible heat, so please drink a lot of water and stay out of the hot sun if you can. You take care, and may you be a blessing to others, and may you be richly blessed. Brightest blessings. Matako ye oyasin. Shalom.